Hey everybody, how y'all doing? Before I go to bed, I wanted to see if I needed to answer any questions because I got a lot of comments um, and questions about their equipment. So instead of keep answering everybody in the comment section, I want to see if anybody needed any answers, any questions answered right now. If not, I can go to bed. How you doing? Let me pull up my live so I can look right at you. Okay. Let me see who we got here. Hey, Candy Bliss. Hi, Isaiah. Trina Spencer. Rhonda Spencer. Rhonda Coughlin. KRW. Beauty in Nature. How y'all doing tonight? Rural Roots, Texas. Bless Gardner. Jules B. Sin Davis. Let me see. Durham, Annie V. Tucker Family Homestead. KY Phoenix 91. Ultimate Gardening. Diversity Love. Say, hi, I'm new here. I just introduced your wife. Oh, okay, yeah. She just got off. And because I wanted to just answer a few questions real quick. That's why I'm even on here. Diversity Love. I love you guys. Y'all such a cute couple. She had gone with that. She ain't. Don't blow her head up. How y'all doing tonight? All right. Good to see y'all. Sure aware. Everybody in the house. I'm not even going to wait around because I said something about it earlier. Eric White here, 7A, bro. I'm a 14-year-old gardener, and I found interest in both. And I found interest in both of you guys. Can't wait to see more. Well, congratulations. It's good to see a young person in the garden. And but I'm gonna tell you something, okay? Oh, Uncle Leg kind of go off the map a little bit sometime, all right? So if you see me clocking out, turn old Uncle Led off, all right? You 14 years old. I'm proud of you for start gardening, but every now and then, okay, old Uncle Led kind of go off the deep end. I'm in the backyard, okay? So just as long as you responsible, okay? But because I had to click that thing that said you got to be 18 now. Don't say nothing. Don't tell nobody. That's up to you. All right. If you don't get in trouble because of me. Okay. All right. I got you. Well, congratulations, young man, and you or young woman, whatever you are, and do me a favor. Spread the message to your peers. Okay. Because you're the future and we can't do nothing without you. All right. I'm holding the door open for you because I'm on my way out and you on your way in. So come on in. How y'all doing tonight? All right. This is what I want to do. I'm not going to be on all night. Really, truly. Hey, Tucker family. So, okay. Any questions about these hives that I put together early? Well, I put them together yesterday, and Ultimate Gardening Tech, I have a channel that teaches gardening. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Make sure all of your peers know about it, okay? Teach as many people as you can. Aunt Tia, I'm in ketosis, but that honey looks so good. That is just for show for me right now. I'm telling you what, I want to get this doggone pound cake off my back so bad, it don't even look delicious to me. I'm ready. I'm on the road for revenge, okay? So I ain't worried about that. Trust me. Ain't nothing right now. And I've heard some of y'all say, you having trouble with your cravings, like ice cream and all of this other stuff. Let me tell you something. When I said you're not alone, when I photobombed, I'm telling you, you are not alone. I'm right there with you. And I'm telling you, once that good 30 days is up, you ain't gonna have them cravings no more. Once you get those few pounds off your back and you gonna see how better you feel, you gonna be putting on them little pants and you gonna be putting on them little drawers, you gonna be feeling a lot better to the point you ain't gonna want that. Okay? Trust me, ain't nothing worth your health. And some of us, like me, you gotta find out the hard way. So, Any questions about this gardening, not gardening, but the beekeeping. The beekeeping. Beekeeping. What's the longest you can neglect bees? Why would you even want to even neglect them? I say never. I say 2 minutes. Don't neglect your bees at all. If you're going to do, let's start this conversation right here. We got 5 minutes in. Uh, Hold on. Okay, Cheryl B. Davis, I'm coming to you next. Listen to this. If you are getting into this because it's just the new thing and it's the new cool thing to do, and just to say you keep bees, don't do it because you're going to kill bees. You're going to waste a lot of money. Just don't do it. If your first thought in your head is how long can you neglect bees, don't even do it. I promise you. That's like, how long can my garden go without water? Don't even do it. If you go in with a mindset like that, don't go. Okay, trust and believe it, because that just don't. Um, Let me see I saw Cheryl. Okay, Cheryl B. Davis says the feeder. How does that fit on top and how often? You only want to feed your bees when they need a feeding. You just don't go out there putting honey on top for no good reason. Okay. You only feed them on an off season, and that's only if they can't find any other form of nutrients. You got to check your hive. Once you're checking your hive, you will know if they need to be fed or not. Okay, it's just like a puppy. Let me see. Okay, all in the soil. Trying to wiggle. Okay, let me see. I'm a little labeled. Okay, I'm a little late, but what do you do during the winter? You really don't do anything depending on where you live. Who asked that? I missed it. Aiden Ford. You really don't do anything, but if you live up north where it gets really cold and you got ice and everything growing, I mean, not growing, ice, you want to know how to protect them, okay? You want to get a cover for them. But if you are anywhere below Tennessee, you do not really need to do anything. I'm gonna keep on going, okay, you guys, because I'm answering questions about this beekeeping and putting these boxes together. Okay, let me see. I want to catch a swarm. I want to catch a swarm this year. My yard is full of dandelion. You may want to purchase some bees first, okay? I know I make that look easy. It's not that easy. I mean, when I say that, learn how to keep the bees first, because if you see a swarm of bees, you will not know what you're doing and they're going to tear you up. Okay? So if you don't know how to keep bees, don't wait around trying to catch no swarm, because you don't, that's like, just don't do that. It's not wise, okay? Let me see. Rural Roots, Texas. No, I have space for them, but I'm only on the ranch on weekends. Okay. Well, that's, you can go check them every weekend. I got a friend, well, a guy that I mentored, he was a friend of mine, and he could only get to his land once a week, and he still pulled it off. You ain't got to check them every single day, but during the high season, when the nectar is flowing, you want to stay on top of them, because that's when they start making queens and ready to split. Okay. Okay. I can't. Aiden says I can't find any live bees for sale on the internet. Any advice? I listen. If you can't find any bees right now, I don't know what you're doing wrong, because right now is the time and they're all over the place. True story. If I could pull the receipt up right now, I would show you. I bought a nuke. I bought a package maybe a month or two ago. Today, I bought another nuke. They're all over the place. You got to look for your local beekeeping supply companies. Okay? That's where you look.
Here, I'm going to give these pamphlets. These might be some places they can try.
Okay. Let me see. Thank you so much, Ultimate Gardening. Don't forget. Okay, let me see. Okay. Ty Lily says, my HOA consider bees livestock. My city code says I could have bees and chicken, but HOA says no. Your HOA has no authority over that. Your HOA has zero authority over what the state and city tells you. They have no authority over. That's like saying your HOA says you can't have a car, you can only have a scooter. They can't do that. They don't want you to have bees. Okay? So you have to look into that further because that's some crap.
And might need to educate them. Why wouldn't you want bees, honeybees,
Because
pollinating
because
things?
folks is silly, honey. You know. You, I wish you was in here. Okay. Let me see. I'm scared. I'm trying to catch up with these questions, okay? For a beginner, a garden of energy, for a beginner, is it okay to start with a 5-frame box? I ordered my bees and they will be coming in a plastic box, but I'd like to transfer them over. No, you do not want to keep them in a 5-frame box. When you get them, they're going to come in a, oh, I just left it in the kitchen. They're going to come in a 5-frame nuke. It's just a little cardboard box. You want to take that out as soon as possible and transfer them into a proper hive because they're going to explode. They need space. They need room to function. That's why we're doing this. Let me cut that a little bit so you can kind of get a contrast to see what that's looking like. All right. So you do need a hive. And if I put the links below to purchase a hive online somewhere, because if you put it together yourself, trust me, it's a fraction of the cost. If you buy it all the way built like this, you gonna pay out the wazoo. Here's another one hive that I have to put together. I have these two, and I have a taller one with one deep hive body and 4 mediums, no frames. But the price was incredible. So you put them together yourself. That's you save yourself a world of trouble. Okay. Now here's another thing too. Before I finish answering questions, the Brad nailer. I'm gonna answer questions on that too. That is going to change your beekeeping world. I've been doing it for years. This is the one, you can see how old and busted up that is. This is the one I used to use because this is pneumatic. This goes off of an air pressure tank that you hook up just like you're going to get your tires filled up. And this works great, but you can only go so far with this. You can only go as far as that hose will let you get. And sometimes you want to do this out in the yard. Sometimes you want to do this in the house if it's cold. So I bought the cordless nailer. Trust and believe this is the beekeeper's best friend. This is one of the beekeeper's best friend right here. If you're always building frames. And I had a question earlier. Somebody said, why do you want to keep building frames all the time? And my evidence just fell out on the floor right here. Because sometimes your frames can get so messed up. This actually looks great from your point of view. But what you can't see is down in that crevice right here is larvae from a wax moth. Okay, once you get wax moth in your hive, it's really hard to get rid of them. I can show you how to get rid of them, but right now, okay, we ain't gonna deal with that. Right here, I'm just showing you it's another way to do this. While these are just sitting around, and before I can clean them up, I would rather just build another one, okay? Let me catch up with y'all. Hold on. Oh man, y'all rolling, y'all rocking and rolling here. Where did you get and buy? Okay, I'll talk about sugarcane tomorrow. I'm just trying to answer everybody beekeeping questions. Let me see. Thank you, Ultimate Gardener. Let me see. Tom, I'm trying to get in here. No questions so far. I'm rolling it down. I went out today, no movement in the hive. I still have 3 hives gearing up for spring. Oh yeah, it's time. Right now they chilling. They chilling. Good to hear that you start keeping bees, JC Farms. Let me see. Dragon Queen number 1 say I found a nuke for about $300. Is that about right? No, it depends on where you get them and The later in this year it gets, the closer to spring it gets, the higher the price goes up. That's why I'm on this beekeeping kick right now. I want to get you guys ready and going before the price go through the roof. The normal price, what I paid today and what I paid a couple months ago, was about 185. 200 and under is a decent price you should be looking for. Okay, 300, somebody kind of yanking your chain. All right, keep looking. But if you can't keep looking, sometime, and especially with the way the world is right now, that might be it. Let me see. Just got my gear 2 weeks ago. Have your hives caught a swarm? No, it's still cold here right now. Let me see. Okay, I missed something. What is homesteading? I'm gonna ask you to Google that, my friend. Let me see. I live in Minnesota. Rhonda Coughlin says, I live in Minnesota. What kind of cover would you need? If you check out your beekeeping supply company or store, look into it because it differs with every different city and state and situation. Okay. Up north, you might need something a little thick. They have pads and they have specialized things. They don't even bother selling it down here because it just stays too hot. Can you do a segment on personal defense items for a novice? No, I can't. That's not even legal anymore. They are literally shutting those channels down, and that's why the Click Clack Club, it'll never happen. Not online. Let me see. And really, truly, to be totally honest with you, if you really want to learn about firearms and how to defend yourself, you really need to be in front of somebody. Somebody needs to be standing next to you. You can only say so much online because everybody interprets things different. And if somebody's standing in front of you, they're going to show you that you just interpreted it different, okay? Let me get back to it. Let me see. Lady Dragonclaw, do I need just one hive to start with? If you're just starting out, I would suggest you start with one because one turns into two hives really fast. That one nuke that you get will fill both of those up probably that first season. Okay? Trust and believe, it goes fast. So one turns into two, two turns into four. If you don't even know what you're doing with one, you're going to be overwhelmed and you will fail. Listen, not maybe, you will fail. Okay? Say, no, I was wanting on the Click Clack Club, but well, yeah, we got to let that go because everything has changed. Y'all know the world done went nuts. Everything has changed, okay? Let me see. Let me see. Keep going. Keep going. Ace Leg, can you show what you do with popsicle sticks? Yes. Thank you. That's a great question because you must have saw that one fall out. Okay. For everybody that just bought the hives, you know that if you bought the Honey Keeper hives, they came with this plastic foundation. I never, ever, ever use these. Ever, never, ever. I kid you not. I got tons of these. I got a pile of them on the floor over there, pile of them in the garage, pile of them in my kitchen. I never use these because the bees don't like them. For some reason, they work with some people. I have never, ever had my bees like these. So one person told me they're a darker color and the bees don't like that. So what did I do? I got tons of dark ones. So then I said, well, that makes sense. I got the light colored ones. And they are, you can't listen. You can't hear it. You can smell, well, you can't smell it either. These are waxed covered, okay? They hate these too. I've been trying it in so many different hives. They hate these too. I went back to what I normally do. What I normally do is this. I take a popsicle stick like this, and the groove down there, I place a couple of them down that groove, maybe 1, 2, 3. And then I melt a little wax right there to keep it in place, like I'm gluing it. Don't put no glue in your hives. I melt a little wax in place, and guess what? The bees need something to start on. They will build the hive. As you can see, this popsicle stick still has wax on it. The bees did that. They will follow that line and fill out this whole frame perfectly. That is so much better than using all of this other weird stuff because this is all natural. What type of wax are you using? I'm using wax out of my own hives, but if you're looking for wax foundation, pure beeswax foundation, get it from your supplier, get it from your beekeeping supplier, or you can get it online. But make sure it's the wax foundation, not the plastic sprayed with wax, because this is the plastic sprayed with wax. See this? That don't break. That's just plastic. I don't like those. To each his own, but I don't care for them. They've never done anything great for me in all my beekeeping years. That's how I've been doing it. Popsicle sticks. Let me see. And you know what? I'm gonna tell you how I came up with the popsicle sticks. I ain't had no money, and I built my very first beehive. I wouldn't suggest you do that. I built my very first beehive, and I didn't have no money, and I was like, I gotta figure something out, and that was what I did. Let me keep going. I'm watching the screen. I'm watching everything. I'm trying anyway, okay? Because I won't be on here for very long. Not tonight. I done kept y'all for 3 and 4 hour videos all week. I ain't gonna do it tonight. How do you get started? How do I get started in dream of mine? You gotta tell me what your dream is first. If it's beekeeping, first thing you need to do, what I'm showing everybody now, purchase your hive. And we're purchasing equipment right now before the season starts, okay? Let me see. Granny Lana said, I do woodworking. I have a pattern. If you got time to do that and the price of lumber is so high, I wouldn't advise it. If you have a pattern and you got the lumber, go for it. Let me see. People's Pepper says, do we need to have more than one hive? Great question, People's Peppers. Um, I suggest you purchase as much equipment as you can, as many boxes as you can. You're starting with one hive, okay? But you still need more equipment because the bees, they multiply so fast, they'll fill this box up like that. Maybe 30 days, month and a half, they'll fill this up. Then you need to put another box on the top, then another box on the top, then another box on the top, then you split it into another hive. That's how fast. So the more equipment you have, the better. Okay. Hey, Andale, how you doing? What's up, Broke Farmer? Hey, Stardust. Hey, Gardener Twitty. All y'all came in the club blinging. Let me see. 2 hives is recommended. I don't know who recommend. 2 hives are recommended for people that know what they're doing. If you do not know what you're doing, I suggest strongly against it. I'm strongly against it. If you do not know what you're doing and you ain't never had a beehive before in your life, I say start with one. Get your feet dirty first. You're gonna learn a lot from that one hive, and then move on. Let me see. I'm going to use 3/4 because of single digit. I don't. Oh. Okay. I see what you're saying. You're gonna make your own hives. Let me see. Marmar, I just attended 2 virtual beekeeping 101, 102 and received so much info. I was also invited to come to learn at someone's apiary for some go. If somebody invites you to their apiary, if I told you to come to my house and I'm gonna show you how to do these bees, Take somebody up on that offer, okay? You'll learn a lot in a short amount of time. Thank you so much, Gardener Twitty. Appreciate you. The People's Peppers, thank you. We're blessed to have you. Thank you so much. I'm blessed to have you hanging out with me. Lady Dragon, let me bring you closer because this iPad ain't doing it. Lady Dragonclaw, what books would you recommend for beginners in beekeeping? Lady Led just brought me a couple magazines, but right now she actually has it, and I don't know if she can hear me. I ain't gonna go yelling for her. We'll have that on the next class, okay? Right now, just watch as many videos as you possibly can. And it's a lot of good documentaries out right now that can give you a lot of great information. Let me see. Broke Farmer 76. Oh, okay. Talking to Broke. Let me see. Okay, Sin B. Davis. Led, would I be buying multiple hives or multiple boxes after investing in one hive? Either or. Either or. It will actually be cheaper if you just start out with one hive and just buy. No, I take that back. I said that wrong. It will be cheaper if you bought a hive with multiple boxes on it. And that's what this one is right here. This one has 4 medium boxes and 1 deep box, the bottom board, inner cover, and the top. It does not have frames, but frames don't cost nothing. So I don't never care about the frames because they don't cost nothing. And here's the best part, you guys. I have a whole hive outside. And you guys saw those bees swarm in that one video of mine. They swarmed in a box with all of those frames. I made those frames myself. All I did was take a 1-inch piece of wood, cut it in the same shape as one of these frames here. It was not pretty, but guess what? Those frames are still viable, and they still got bees and honey all over them. I did that in a fix because I didn't have frames at the time and I had to think of something. So I ran to a big box store and I took my air stapler and popped them together, cut them to the shape, pop, 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 and then put them in the hive. They still in the hive to this day. So you can always make frames in an emergency. The boxes is a whole nother story. Let me see. Back to our Roots Homestead. Led, have you heard of the new Tap Beehive? We're thinking of buying one. I think, in my own personal opinion, it's the biggest scam in the world. In my own personal opinion, I do not know not one real beekeeper that, don't even, Jay Farm, I'm going to take that off because I don't even want to say their name. That's how much it's no offense to you, okay? You didn't do nothing wrong. I don't even want to say their name because I think it's the biggest scam. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. Tooth Mama 305, the best beekeeper suit, any beekeeper suit. Just make sure it's thick like a real jacket, okay? You don't want that paper thin one, but you want to go in with something. But I don't believe in that hive at all. I think it's a joke. It's a big joke. And here's the thing. Say it does Christopher Stone, the best beginner hive. This one right here, the Honey Keeper. It's around $100 and it comes with absolutely everything. That's why I keep advertising this one. I'm not getting no kickbacks from it. Amazon, the little link, but that's it. I'm showing you this one because this deal is incredible. That's why. Oh, and that hive that flows, no, absolutely not. I always steer people away from that. If this is your first time being a beekeeper, don't do it. And here's the other thing. You see, I said this whole setup costs around $100. This whole setup, frames and all. Go price that thing. Now remember, you will be buying more equipment. You have to purchase more equipment. Okay, JC Farms know he's a beekeeper. Okay, JC Farms right here in the chat. No, If you have to pay $300 each and every time you need a new box, listen, not just that, but they say all you got to do is walk out there and turn the little thing and honey come out. The only people that ask me about a question about that hive is people that has never kept bees before. I double dog dare you go out there and try to tap some honey out of a box while bees is coming and going. I double dog dare you. See how that works out for you. And you don't know what's going on in there. And here's the other thing. Bees lay they put eggs in wherever the queen feel like. And if you use this, I don't use the queen excluder. It's so many reasons why people don't use these. I don't use these. The only people that really use these is big, giant, mass producers, apiaries, where they got hundreds, if not thousands, of hives. They own something else. They're just trying to make a bunch of this for you. They could care less. And get paid by pollinating other people's land. They don't care about them bees. Okay? Let me see. Okay, we in 30 minutes, y'all. What happens if you get what happens if you can't expand the hive? Example, no space for a second or third hive. That's a great question because that's when you make your money back. Okay? When I have too many hives, I make my own nuke. So when you get your nuke, keep that box. Okay? You're going to split that hive if it gets too big. You're going to put those bees in that hive and you're going to sell it and you're going to make your money back that you invested in the first place to buy this hive. The money keeps going. So once you sold off a couple of hives of bees, okay, you made a nice profit. Then you sell off a few jars of honey, you made a nice profit. So all in all, in the long run, you really started beekeeping for absolutely free. If anything, the world paid you to start beekeeping. The world paid you to start saving the world. That's just how it works. It's like if you invest in something right now and you get a return on it in a year or two, it was a win-win situation. Okay. So just to let you know, yes, I do. I have a website. We sell honey. We sell all kind of stuff. We sell bees locally. So definitely, if you do not have enough space, you just want one. Yeah, most definitely. Okay, Demetra says, hi, Led. Is it possible to have a beehive on a balcony? Yes, my dear. Listen, we have a beehive on our back porch. We had a beehive on our front porch, and we had a beehive on our garage. Yes. They are not thinking about you. We walk by them every day while I'm cutting the grass and everything. They ain't thinking about you. Lady Dragonclaw, will you still be doing Q&A for making your credit better? Yes, but right now it's so many bigger fish to fry right now. But definitely yes. Definitely yes. Hey, Essie in the house. How you doing, Essie? Essie the homesteader in the house, y'all. Say, oh, she answered something. Okay. What about stray cats in a beehive? What about them? What is it? I don't understand that question. Devon says, what do you recommend for the minimum space area to begin beekeeping? Right here. If you got a space of 4 by 4 by 4, right there. And the only reason I say that is because you need to be able to walk around it. Other than that, you don't need this big yard that you see on TV. You don't need no acreage. You don't need no land. You don't need a giant yard. Right here. That's all you need. You just need to be able to walk around it and function. That's as much space as you need. So if you have a small balcony, that's all you need. Let me see. What is the best websites for kits again? I got an Amazon link on my videos that I just put up earlier. Just go. You can go wherever you want to go. Trust me. Bless Gardner. I'm loving these questions. I wish I could keep up with them. Bless Gardner says, can the hive be in the middle of direct sun? Yes. The only thing that I've noticed is don't have the entrance, don't have the entrance facing where wind always blows. They hate that. Turn it. If you can find a place where you can face the entrance towards the rising sun and block it from the wind at the same time, that's the ultimate. Let me see. Andale, can you put a hive on a tree field lot? Oh, yes, most definitely. 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 You don't need that much space to move around. The only thing I would say is then you got to worry about, when you go check your hive, this ain't got nothing to do with the bees, snakes. If you got a cleared area just full of trees, most definitely. Chico the English says, bees are awesome. Yes, they are. Sin B. Davis, what about a water source led? Don't you want them in the neighbor's pool? Listen, they're going to be in the neighbor's pool anyway. They're in the neighbor's pool right now, and you don't even have a hive. Okay, trust and believe that. If you need a water source, if you don't have any sort, look, I live by a lake, so I'm kind of lucky right there. All right, put a 5-gallon bucket somewhere. Put a bird bath in your yard. You can beautify your yard with anything and give them a water source. That's super easy. Now, when you give them that water source, say you get a 5-gallon bucket, put something on top that floats, like styrofoam or something that floats, because they're going to land on that and they're going to drink it. If you don't do that, a lot of them going to fall in that water source and drown. Let me see. Ty Liddy says, let me see. Check with your, okay, I missed something. Okay, Forever Lovely said, can you still have family gatherings in your backyard? Yes. You see, I do all the time. They are not worried about you. Listen, that's like, I'm going to be honest with you. A beehive in your yard is the same as like having birds in your yard. It's like, can we have a cookout with all these birds? Them birds ain't thinking about you. You might get a little poop on your hot dog, but other than that, they ain't thinking about you. Same with bees. They are not thinking about you. Now, I wouldn't tell one of the kids at the cookout to go over there and start poking them with sticks. They gonna get it. Just like a bird nest. Go mess with a bird nest, you gonna get it. It's no different. Everything that has been depicted about bees over the years is the reason why everybody is so scared of them, because they've had a bad spotlight for years, and it ain't like that at all. Hey, Led, do you use hardware cloth to cover the bottom for circulation, and what size holes? You know what? My bottom board, now this is my own personal, okay? This is my own personal experience and my own personal experience. My own personal opinion. I used to have screen bottom boards. I stopped having screen bottom boards. The only reason I stopped was I noticed that because a couple of them, it's easy to make a bottom board, and I make a lot of them. I don't even buy them anymore. I just get some plywood and I make my bottom boards. I noticed that all of my hives, this is me in my area, in my garden, all of the bottom boards with no screens didn't have as many pests. All of the hives with a bottom board screen, the screen is here, and then you got a little slide here that you can pull out and check for hive beetles and mites and everything else. For some reason, I always had way more pest infestation. This is a trick that I'm going to show you. I got one of my other drills. This one ain't it. Hold on. I'm going to show you something. I hate getting up, but I got to show you. I figured since I'm up, I might as well bring that nuke in so you can know what to expect, what you're getting too, okay? So I figured since I'm up, might as well get it. All right. Now, I'm gonna tell you for ventilation, this is what I do. I don't see nobody doing this, but we noticed if you drill a hole up here, I will drill a hole about size of a quarter. I drill holes in all of my boxes. In a top box, I always make sure my top box got a hole in it, right? And then I take some push pins and take a little piece of screen or the hardware cloth and press that in it so it has a window. And I'm going to tell you what the bees do. They love that thing. Every hive I do that with get way better production because that airflow, they like that airflow and the hive doesn't get as hot. And then I leave it open for them to close it if they want to. If they getting too much air, you know what they do? They fill it with propolis. They'll fill it up, be like you closing the window on your house. You give them control of that. So then you giving them a window that they can control. All right. So that's why I drill a hole in every single one of them. Now, that to me, I get the best production. And when they want to open it, they just move the propolis out of the way and open that window back up for themselves. But no predators can get in there. I've never seen it either. And the only reason I did it is because this sounds stupid. One day I was drilling something else. I was drilling a pot, I believe it was, for my garden, drilling a hole for my pot. And it went straight through because I set it on one of the boxes. Hit it just right. And I was like, ooh, God. Instead of me patching it over, I just put some screen on it for temporarily. And in an emergency one time, I put it on top of the hive. That hive gave me honey. Oh my God. 5-gallon bucket after 5-gallon bucket. And me and Lady Leah kept saying, it had to be that doggone ventilation hole. It had to be. So I tried another one, same results. Tried another one, same results. So I always put a hole in one of my boxes and keep it on the top box. Because you'll see it's tricks that you do for ventilation. People do this to get ventilation, but you also let predators in and other creatures in like that too. So I don't do that. Let me see. Right, serendipity, exactly. Let me see. Diversity will get you that in the winter. They don't live long. Let me see. C7 says this would be tonight. I already had plans. Good night, y'all. Good night. Let me see. Yes, Essie, screen mesh. If you have screen mesh on the bottom, I'm not saying it's bad. It just doesn't, I don't care for it. I like a solid bottom board. Diversity love. I found a dead bee. I think I should put sugar water out. No, you're gonna find a dead bee. It's wintertime, number one. Number two, after they're expired, they die like sometime all around the hive. If you feel that they need to be fed, that's no reason for them to be fed. You need to look in your hive and see and check their food source. If they don't have enough food, no honey, no pollen, that's when you want to start talking about sugar water. And I'm going to tell you something else too. I don't like using sugar water. That's why I keep so much honey, because I like to give them their own honey back to them. Don't be greedy and try to take all their honey. They made this so they can survive. And if you give them what they got and what they made, that they're going to be healthier. Okay? If you're giving them sugar water and you don't know where it came from, you don't. And trust me, the honey tastes weird too when you do that. Let me see. Garden of Energy. We are slowly purchasing our beekeeping equipment. So excited. That's right. That's why I wanted everybody to start now. Start soon. Start now, and by the time spring come, you will have a nice handful of equipment. These don't cost anything. I mean, they give you like 2 for $5. This is your hive tool, like 2 for $5. Come on now. This is actually the most important thing. I got about 6 of these all around the place. This is the most important tool a beekeeper owns. This is everything. Okay, how you doing, Laura Winslow? Really, is that your name? Wow. All right. S.O.Bee Davis is led when we are first starting out, we don't have our own honey. So would we find wait a minute. So what would we feed them? Then then you gotta do what you gotta do. You are correct. But I still say by just try to give them as much organic food as sugar as you can get. I know that sounds crazy, but you got to do what you got to do. All right, I'm guilty of. I fed them some sugar water when I had to, and I was hard up. But after that, I realized don't take all their honey. Put some to the side. Leave a lot in the box. Put some of theirs to the side, and you take some. What's your thought on the flow? I hate it. I think it's ridiculous. I said that a little earlier. I think that's the most ridiculous apparatus I've ever seen in my life. Any real beekeeper will tell you that that thing is not a good idea. It's not a good idea for so many reasons. Number one, and most definitely, it's so expensive. And you need so much equipment. It's so expensive. Number two is I being a keeper and I know what I know, you can't tell that queen where she gonna lay eggs and where the other workers gonna put pollen. Cause even if the queen, you put the queen excluder on it, so the queen can't come up there, which sometimes she can depending on her size. You got two problems. Your worker bees can still go up in that thing, and they'll put the pollen in that contraption. So when you cut that thing on, supposedly, you're gonna get honey, pollen, and all the other crap they put in themselves. It don't even make sense to me. Now here's the other thing why I do not use them. My mentor told me this years ago when I started. This, if the queen, and she can be, especially when she's young, she can be small enough to fit through that grill. Here's the problem. If she's up there too long, she won't be able to get back down, and the queen will be stuck at the top. You'll be looking for the queen down in the bottom box in the brood chamber, and she'll be up in the honey super laying eggs. So I think these are terrible. Let me see. Yolanda had a question. Let me find Yolanda. If it's a good question. Okay, Yolanda says, can you feed them store-bought honey? You can feed them store-bought honey just like you can feed them sugar. If you're gonna buy store-bought honey, if you may as well just feed them sugar. I mean, it's all bad because that's not really honey in the store. It's not real. I promise you it's not. And so you may as well go the cheap route and just give them some sugar. Okay, Darlene, thank you, S.O.Bee Davis. It led, this is a full-on class. I'm trying my best. I don't want to go off on no rant or nothing like that. I'm just trying to answer all the questions you guys gave me earlier with the 2 videos I released earlier on building these boxes. Okay, Darlene Robinson, and thank you, S.O.Bee Davis. Darlene Robinson led, wait a minute. Do I need a stand to set your hive off the ground? You don't necessarily need a stand. That's an excellent question. You don't necessarily need a stand. I built a stand. Here's the problem with a stand. If it's too high and you start stacking these boxes, you're going to have a problem, okay? This is what I recommend. If you can find a pallet that they throw out all the time, a wooden pallet, you lay down some plastic on your ground, on your grass, or wherever you plan on. If you put it in grass, lay down plastic, okay? Put that pallet, that wood pallet, on the ground and set your hive right on that because it's low to the ground, it's close where you can get to it. I'm telling you. And No grass can grow up through it because believe it or not, when you put a stand, say you got 4 legs, that grass is still growing under that hive. You know what hives don't like? They do not, or cinder blocks. But here's another problem with the cinder blocks. Grass grows up in between them unless you turn them the flat way down and put them close together. Weeds still grow up in between them. Okay? Trust and believe that. You can put cinder blocks down, that grass gonna grow up through there, and that's a mess. Number one. Number two, um, bees don't like weed whackers. That hum, that perfect buzz, you don't want to be doing that, even if you got a calm hive. Steph Harris says a friend can get me plastic pallets. Whatever you need to do it and elevate them, yes, but you do not want them sitting on the ground. That's an excellent idea. Laura says I was told that it's best not to rob their honey the first year. What are your thoughts on that? That's utterly ridiculous because if your hive is strong and they're producing and they filled that hive up, oh, absolutely not. You have to take that off because if you fill that hive up with honey, what's going to happen is they're going to say like, look, it's not enough space in here for us. It's time for us to leave. We're going to split and go somewhere else. They're going to swarm on you. You have to retract that honey. Now, here's the thing for me. If you have a hive that's still working on it, yeah, leave it. But if you get a strong hive, which most of the time you will, you're going to get this whether you want it or not. I hear a lot of people say, I ain't never taken the honey. I mentored a guy and he said, I just want them for pollination. I'm never going to touch the hive. I said, don't do that. Don't do it. So another guy that is a beekeeper that he knows went and checked on his hive, and he said, why do you have all this honey? They're going to swarm on you. Guess what? They swarmed, and the man was stuck with about 5 gallons of honey, but he ain't got no bees. You have to take the honey off. Robbing ain't quite, the word robbing is not that terrible. Okay, you have to take the honey. That don't mean you got to eat it and waste it. I keep a lot of their honey to the side for them to feed it back to them. Okay. Thank you, that guy from Texas. How you doing today? Cindy Davis is really excited about my online class for beginners. Just signed up today. There you go. To get as much knowledge about this as you possibly can. Superstar, ordering the honey keeper now. Any suggestions on must-have tools? Yes. Your hive tool, listen, hive tool, smoker. You want those before you even get your suit. Hive tool and smoker. Because I look at it like this. You can go in a hive without a suit. Don't try to be messing around in a hive without this though, because you won't be able to pull those frames up. The propolis, the glue that the bee makes, is strongest glue you ever seen in your life. It's like Gorilla Glue. I'm telling you, super glue, I don't care what you say. You need this to break this stuff loose, and you use this hook to hook that frame and pull it out. Hive tool and smoker. Most important tools you will ever buy. Then the suit. Let me see. Here we go. I'm trying to get another one. Okay, great question. Somebody asks, what is the ratio for taking honey for you saving you? Listen, that's a great question. What is the ratio of how much you take, how much you leave in the box? Listen, you're not supposed to clean them out. If I got 4 boxes of honey full, I'm going to leave them 3. They will, if they're in a drought and stuff ain't blooming, they'll go through that like that. The more they don't need, then you take another box. If the flow comes back on and they need more space, you take another box so they can fill it up. You don't get greedy with it, okay? There is no true ratio. You leave them most of it and you take a little bit, okay? You kind of like taking off the top, you know what I'm saying? So that's all you doing. What about using patties? They sell during the winter. I've never used them. I take that back. I used them years ago. And they drew so many ants that I never used them again. Never used them again. I've seen people use them, especially up north. They use them a lot because the patties don't freeze and the bees can come up there. Believe it or not, it takes some more energy to process that patty than it would any kind of liquid feed. But yes, will you be doing a video on making queens? That is Lady Led's department. Lady Led produces queens. Are you a beekeeper already? Because if you're not a beekeeper already, don't even worry about that part. Trust me. I don't even get into that. I know what I'm doing. I don't want to do it. Lady Led is the pro on that. She is the queen of the queens. I mean that. She's a queen breeder. Let me see. So you only need 3 boxes. No, that's not what I'm saying. No, it's not that you have to. That's why you have to be in the hive, and that's why I think that other hive that's supposed to flow is ridiculous. You can't just put your bees in a box and walk away and then come back and just squeeze some doggone honey out like it's ketchup. It don't work that way. You got to keep your eye on your box, just like you keep your eye on your garden. All right? You keep your eye on your hive. You check it every so often. Make sure, do you have any pests? What's been in here? Is everything alive? Is everything okay? Do they need water? Do they need food? You do the same thing with your garden. You just don't, if you look in there and say, look, this is too much going on. Okay, they got way too much honey. The flow is coming in. You see them bringing in tons of nectar. Ooh, thank you, honey. Is this cocoa? I know you want to leave me, but I refuse to let you go.
This the interlude?
Yes. Beg, please, for some chicken wing.
Chicken wings?
Thank you, baby.
You go out home. Stay away from that coffee.
I am. Ooh, I needed that. Thank you. You want to say good night to the family?
Not on camera.
You look great. Ain't nothing.
I look great to you.
You look great to the world. Come on now. Come on over here. Say good night, or you about to go up in the den?
No, I'm about to go in the bed.
Okay, I'm right behind you. I'm about to stop right now. They've been asking all kind of questions. She brought me some cocoa. I had to sing to her real quick.
Oh my goodness.
Thank you, baby.
You're welcome.
I'm gonna answer a few more questions. I'm gonna get on out of here.
But you was talking about like why you have to go in there. You didn't talk about the fact that sometimes it's queen cells. Sometimes they making too many drones. Or something is up with the queen.
Right. I didn't even want to.
All kinds of different issues of why you got to look in there.
And see, that's why I need her out here, right? See, everybody say, hey, Lady Led.
Hey, y'all.
That's why I needed you out here, because the questions is coming like, I didn't think this many people was going to be in here. They like hit me like a machine gun. So that's wonderful. So I need my baby with me. See, I told you. Let's say, Lady Led, we all need you. Let me see, multiple. I do too, baby. I'm about to go. Chara R says multiple breeds of bees in your garden. Yep, I missed something. I'm gonna say this to you guys. As far as the breeds, when you're looking online for your bees, and they say, "Ooh, nice, beautiful Italian bees, very gentle," and it's several different breeds of bees. Okay, don't get hung up on that. If they're talking about this breed of bees is $300. This breed of bees is $500. Don't get caught up on that. It's ridiculous.
Make sure they can survive in your area, though.
Right. Just make sure they can survive in your area. Don't get caught up on that. These aren't tomatoes. Okay. Let me see. Yeah, she gonna come in here and do a class too. What about keeping mason bees and honey bees together? There's no such thing. I mean, you can keep mason bees somewhere on your land or in your yard, and then you got honeybees. But putting them in the same box, that's no. Which breed can survive zone 8? That, I'm telling you, I don't know. I don't get into the names of Italians or nothing like all of that stuff. When I order bees in my area for my area. That's it. I don't get caught up on the Italians and the all of that because I'm telling you, they do that. There is no way to tell. There is no way to tell. And if they, you will get a darker bee over here and a lighter bee over here. They're gentle, so there must be Italian. Ah, I never looked at that. I remember when I first started keeping bees, I was caught up on that. That's crap. Because you know what's going to happen? Wild bees are all around you and they're going to breed with the male once you get your bees. So now what you got? You don't know. Your queen is, if you have a buy a pack of bees and not a nuke, your queen is going to come in and she has to fly out and mate. She's going to mate with wild bees. So what will her eggs be? There's no such thing. Let me see. How much do you pay for your bees? They start at 300 in your area. If they're 300 in your area, that's just what they are. Now, here in my area, they like 185, 200 and down. I mean, 200, around 200-ish. Okay? Thank you. Who just did that? FLG thank you so much. Say, tell Lady Led, thank you for the help. But my family is selling 24 acres and y'all's gift is still coming. Amen. Congratulations. Congratulations. Thank you. Let me see. Let me see. What do you do with if there is a hurricane? Uh you run. You mean with the bees? Nothing. If there's a hurricane, they're gonna fail. They're gonna fly away. That's not a that's not a question. You just let that go and you go protect your life, okay? Where do you order bees? Online, anywhere. Just go online and put pack of bees or nuke of bees for sale. If you got a hurricane, I think you better take cover, okay? They're, they're done for. And if your dog is tied up outside on a tree, it's not going to work out. Just saying. Okay, Laura Winslow says, I'm thinking about setting up a hive in my yard and heard that you need to build a wall for the bees to fly up and out. It doesn't bother the a wall. That's some I don't know where you got that information from. I've never heard anything like that in my life. You don't have to build a wall to fly up and out. No. Somebody lied to you. That's not that. I don't even know what that's about. I haven't found cheaper in my part of Texas. Um, the reason why y'all prices fencing? No, you don't need fencing. You don't need fencing. No, that's no. Sounds like a HOA. No, that don't even sound like HOA. Even if it's fencing, no, absolutely not. Let me see. Barbara Williams. Barbara Williams. Should I put? Let me see. Should I put the hive near my garden, my house, etc.? You can put your hive anywhere you want. Because I'm gonna tell you this: you cannot control where your bees go. If your hive is smack dab in your garden, does not mean they're gonna come out and go straight to your garden. 9 times out of 10, they won't at all. They're gonna fly away. Okay? That's all to it. You cannot control what they're going to do. So you can put your hive wherever you want it, side of your house, front of your house, back of your house, in your garden. It don't matter. They're just going to find food. Their job is to hunt and find food. If they end up finding food in your yard, that's where they're going to be. Let me see. All right, diversity love. Dragon Queen 1, Fly TV, where's your land? Okay. Let me see. Will raccoons bother your hive? I've never had that problem before, but I would say probably. I've never even heard or seen of it, but I ain't gonna say it don't exist. Um, I say they probably could, but I've never had the problem ever, and I've never heard of it. But possible. I'm in. Okay, let me see. John Welsh says, "Is it best to put your hive in full sun or shade?" Full sun. The reason I say full sun, I would say part sun, part shade to full sun is preferable. And I'm going to tell you why. Because when you're in shade, if you put it in full shade, what is it doing? It's cooling everything down, right? What I've had experience with, and I've heard on the internet, but I've had personal experience, you put your hive in shade, and all that moisture in that cool area, even in the hot summer, builds up inside of your hive and things get moldy. You have more pest problems in that shade. Trust and believe it. Look it up online. You want that hive in full sun. Okay? Your bees know how to keep this hive cool. They don't need shade like that. Now, and it also depends on where you are too, okay? Now, if you in blazing Arizona or piping hot Texas or something, Mississippi, you might want to give them a little park shade. Don't give them full shade though. I promise you that. Don't. And if you give them if they, just keep them out that shade. It attracts so many problems. Let me see. uh JC Farms hive beetles. Right. It a hive beetle problem all day long. Every time I put my hive in the shade under this big tree out here, hive beetles, wax moth, all kind of stupid stuff. Every time. That's why when y'all see my hives, I'm out in the middle of the yard, blazing hot sun. They don't have a problem with it. Let me see. Good night, Levita. Reba Patterson's. Okay. Reba asking that question. Oh, thanks for asking that question. Larita King says, my husband say they're going to sting our neighbors. Okay. I mean, no, they're not. That's absolutely false. Um, why would they pick your neighbors to sting? And why would they go stinging people at all? These aren't wasps. These are not yellow jackets. They're honeybees. All they care about is bringing in pollen and nectar, turning it into honey, feeding into their babies, taking care of the queen, and reproducing more. They are not interested in destroying people. That's a myth that they put on television and made everybody think. And here's another thing too. You have to decipher what's a honeybee and what's a yellow jacket. It's a total difference. It's like a kitty cat and a dog. They both got four legs. They both wag their tail. They both two different animals. Let me see. Sharita R. Does ground cinnamon keep away ants on the ground trying to climb up the hive? I don't know anything about that. But I'm going to say this. You will have ants in your hive, and they don't ever... The bees take care of that. The only time you have a ant infestation in your hive that has just overwhelmed the hive is when your bees failed. Your bees are sick, your bees are ill, or your bees swarmed away and only a few bees are left. The ants will take over because they want all that honey and sugar and sweetness. Other than that, no. The bees will not let them ants take over. When people have a problem with ants, there's always another issue. Just like if you have wax moth and hive beetle, that means your colony is not strong enough to defend them. If they take over, like I showed you this frame here, if they take over and start laying larvae, that's not wax, okay? That's dead larvae. If they take over, that means that hive was weak, where they couldn't protect or defend their hive, and that hive may fail if you don't catch it in time. Let me see. Reason I asked, what happened to Homestead Heart? You know what? I don't know exactly what happened to Homestead Heart, but as I watched, the only thing I could think was she had that big bucket of sugar water on top. And here's the thing about that. This is another reason I don't like feeding my hive sugar water, is because when it's hot outside, if you poke a bunch of holes on top of here to feed your bees, which you're supposed to do, and turn it upside down, which you're supposed to do, in the heat of the day, this liquid expands and it's going to come rushing out of those little holes and pour down in between those frames. And it will cover those bees. And if a lot pour out, they cannot fix that. They all gooey and sticky, and
Motion detected at the driveway.
They can't fix that. So what they end up doing is while they're in there failing, ants take over that liquid. That's why you watch what you're doing. So I'm not sure of her full situation. That's the only thing I took off of it, is that water. That sugar water must have expanded in the heat, and in the cold, it'll draw up, and the bees have to come and get it out the hole. That's just how it is. That's why when I feed my bees, I put the honey on the top, on this cover here, cover it up with a box, and then put the lid on. So nothing else can see the lid, and that blazing sunlight don't start cooking this inside and shooting it out the bottom. So a billion different great reasons for that. Let me see. So what do you feed them and how often? Oh, we covered that already. You feed them. I feed them honey because I got it. But right now you can feed them sugar water, and you only feed them when they need to be fed. They ain't puppy dogs. You only feed them when they need to be fed. Bless Gardner, do you remove all frames from the deep and medium box and replace it at the same time when you get the honey? Oh, that's why you have more equipment. Because what I do is when I remove a box, I bring the whole box in the house, and I take an empty box with empty frames on it, and set it on top to give them something to work with. They will start building on that empty box and empty frames. Now, once I'm done extracting the honey, I will take that box and take the box I just put on there and put that back on there. Because if you don't, it messes them up and they start doing weird stuff. So I like to exchange one for another and then come back and give their stuff back so they can clean those frames up, and all the honey that's still left on them that I spun out, they'll clean that up, rebuild the wax cells, and put that honey back in those cells. The little bit that you couldn't get. I'm telling you, it's amazing. It's amazing. Let me see. Let me see. Man, I mess around and get it. Man, I'll mess around and get attacked trying to do this. Okay. No, you won't. Do you still have your S.O.Bee videos on YouTube? Yes, they are. Yes. I didn't put many up because they're so long. When I say long, they're long. I got a couple still up though. Look at my playlist of beekeeping and honey harvest, and that long one where I built my own beehive is on them. Let me see. Betty, now am I a singer too? Not even close. You hear? I sound like a dead dog. Let me see. I'm in here. Tell them Lady Led is looking at me like I'm crazy. I missed something. Let me see. Thank you, James Smith. I appreciate you. Thanks for the playlist. Anytime, just check it out. Gardner Mon says, all I need is chickens now. Ain't nothing stopping you. How you doing, Minister Black? Good to see you. Look, I've had y'all on here for a little over an hour. I'm going to get out of here because I promised I wouldn't be on that long tonight. Okay? I ain't tripping out. I ain't renting out or nothing. So I just wanted to answer as many questions as I could in an hour, and we still went past. So how many? Someone may have asked, but how do you get your bees? Go online and look for bees for a beehive. Anywhere online, Google it. All kind of information in your area. All kind of information is going to pop up. I don't know, but I'm going to learn. Good night. Good night. Playing in my yard. Hey, playing in my yard. Say, I got my hive from your last live. One of the big frame was cut incorrectly, waiting to hear back from the seller replacement part. Oh, that is such an awesome statement. Listen, don't don't bug the seller for that. What part? A big part of the frame. I said this in a video, and I kid you not, I edited it out because I was like, people don't want to hear that yet. And here you go talking about it. Some of your frames won't be perfect. Like I put these together today, this is just a great product. Most of the time, what you need to pull out a little pocket knife or a little razor blade, and you got a little shaving to do. This is soft pine wood. This is nothing to cut. Watch this. This is nothing to cut. That's all to it. See that? Nothing. All you do is just shave that off and then slip it down in there. You'll be waiting forever trying to get a part for that because they probably like, man, this person must be nuts. So if you got it for a super great deal, trust and believe that's one of the reasons why. I was just lucky with this here. So that's no big deal. That's, trust me, shave that off how you can fit it in there because that's part of beekeeping. You're going to be doing a little whittling a little bit here and there, okay? How far should I have my beehive from my house? You can have your beehive right on your front welcome mat if you want it. That won't stop anything. Let me see. Reba Patterson. Les, should I purchase bees from my area 7A? Yes, you should. I found a good price on bees from Georgia. Yes, definitely. Definitely get bees in your area because you know they can take your climate. Let me see. JC Farm Granny. I have to, okay, I missed something. Playing in my yard. Sorry, not the frame. It's the outer piece. The box, it won't connect. I can't get it to connect. If you got them all facing the right way, I'm telling you that too. My taller setup that I just purchased had the same problem. And you know what I did with it? Pulled out my knife and I whittled that piece of wood. I kept shaving and shaving and shaving. It was two teeth that wouldn't go together like that, right? And I shaved it. Fit together like glue. Let me see. JD5079, have you ever caught a wild swarm? I've caught now over 50 wild swarms. I got videos on it right here. Go to my playlist. It's called Swarms. My lead farmer catching a swarm. You will see me catch quite a few swarms. That's actually what we do. We go out and we save bees from all around our area. We even have a website where we save bees. People call us from all around South Carolina, and we travel, me and Lady Led, to all these different sites, and we catch swarms for people that's in their tree, on their house, or whatever. Oh, the craziest one was in an upside down pot. Y'all saw that one. Oh, I don't think I released that video. I don't think. I may have to do that. Let me see. Lead is the tall box hive, also a honey keeper. Yes, they are. You can make the honey super any box you want. Just leave the two bottom boxes for the queen. Let me see. Reba Williams. Okay, I missed that. S.O.Bee, I didn't see that one, Lead. Please share. The one upside down. I don't think I released that. I'm gonna show it. I'm gonna put that. I'm gonna upload that this week. Okay, this weekend, because I don't think I did that one. We got caught in somebody said a hurricane. We got caught in a horrible storm. Horrible. I was catching bees in a storm. Water all the way up my shins, and I still got them suckers. Let me see. And I still got all the clips and the footage of it. I don't think I ever did make that video. I'm going to make that video for y'all. It's horrible. Let me see. Okay, I think I got all the questions. All right. Everybody, thank you for all of these great questions. Thank you. If you ever had bad back, use the small boxes. Who just said that? Uh, Atheist, if I'm pronouncing it right. Atheist, what you just said is exactly right. You want to hear something? Yes. All of my older hives, I used to only have deep boxes. Only. Even if you got a strong back, what you don't realize, family, imagine, you know how much one jar of honey, how much it weighs, right? This is a good 3 or 4 pounds. Imagine how many of these you can fit in here, in this box. This deep box will weigh almost 50 pounds. 50 pounds for one box. You're picking that up off the ground. That's why I said make sure you set them fairly low. Now imagine you got 3 boxes. Each one of these boxes is almost a 5-gallon bucket of honey. And it's dense. There is no air in it. There is no water in it. It's thick and it's dense. So it's even heavier, like gold. That's why they call it liquid gold. It's heavy as lead. I like that. So I switched to medium boxes because they're easier to lift. I know that sound, like you punking out. Trust me, you ain't. Because if you got 10 of these to lift, you gonna call that a day real quick. You want the honey, but you don't want to keep picking them up. In one of my videos in that playlist, you'll even see me putting them on a dolly, a hand truck, and carting them into the garage. I'm not carrying them. They heavy as all get out. Thank you for that. Yes, you are correct. Sharita R., a bee farmer, told me one box can total up to 100 pounds. Yes, they can. I've never got that high. I've pushed 50 before several times. Mine is usually around 50 pounds. I'm telling you, those things are heavy. Thank you so much, Karen W. Let me see. Okay, I think I'm caught up. When the city, Black says, when the city be spraying for insects, will that kill the bees? Yes, it can. And you know what you can also do? You can also, you can have them stop. Don't spray the bees in my area. You can stop that. There's other ways to treat the mosquitoes and insects around besides coming. Because guess what? I don't just stop them from doing that in my area. I stop that for my whole neighborhood. You know why? Not just because of my bees. I'm not sniffing that up. If they're spraying, they just don't kill just mosquitoes. They killing grasshoppers. They killing ants. That stuff is killing ladybugs, all the beneficial insects too. I don't want them spraying in my. I stop that personally. They can't spray in my area anymore. Karen W., that hive is trash. I was getting ready to order. Don't do it. Do me a favor. I'm gonna say this. I'm not gonna bash them. I don't like them. But I'm going to tell you this. Do your research. Go online and check them out. Check here on YouTube and check them out. And I promise you, every person that has that hive is being paid or sponsored by those people. Every last one. It was one dude that I used to look up to, right? And I don't mind you getting sponsored. I don't mind you getting paid. But don't lie. Don't lie. One thing, if somebody sponsors me or somebody is paying me, I'm not going to lie. I've had a lot of people ask me to show their product online. And here's the other disclaimer. You can't say nothing bad about their product. Well, what the hell you want me to talk about it for? I refuse. Well, thanks, but no thanks. The money looks great, but I'm not going to lie to the people because you're not going to take the L for it. I am. And then I'll be lying to a whole bunch of people. So that's why I don't do that. If I don't like it and I haven't tested it, tried and true, I'm not going to promote anything that, no, that's ridiculous. Those people promote that hive and it's wrong. That thing is bad. If you know how to keep bees, and think about this. You know one thing that they never advertise? They never advertise seasoned beekeepers keeping the bees. Ever. They never advertise apiaries, grand apiaries with hundreds and thousands of them. Why ain't they representing them? They would get paid tons of money, right? Why ain't they letting them sponsor them? That's because real beekeepers are like, man, get out of here. Are you crazy? That is crap. The people they target is people that want to get into beekeeping. That's their whole motto. You want to get into beekeeping, but you don't want to wear the suit. You don't want to get stung. You don't want the trouble of looking in the hive. You just want some honey. That's the wrong idea anyway, and they should stop doing that. Because then everybody think that it's all about this, and it's not. It's about saving the bees and saving the world and saving our community. That's just a bonus. That's a bonus check. That's like a Christmas bonus check from your job. Other than that, no. I don't believe in that thing at all. Let me see. Will there be links to items you spoke? Yes, on the 2 videos before I did this earlier today. I got links underneath those. I haven't even done. I'm live now, so I haven't even put any links on here. Let me say okay. Thank you for that. I said it was easy. Yeah, no, that thing. Reba, what do you do with the swarms you catch? Sometimes I switch out the bees because it's good to have different DNA on your land. So if I got a bunch of hives, I might sell one of my hives and bring in a fresh strand of DNA from some hive that I caught and leave that on my land and sell my bees to keep that DNA going. You don't want to keep that same DNA in your yard, okay? So I sell some of the swarms. Sometimes if I catch too many swarms, I will put them in this nuke box like this. I will put them in that nuke box and I will sell them. Or I will build one real quick and sell it. Already ready to go. Full hive ready to go. So that's a way. This isn't just you saving the world. Let's get something straight, okay? This is also you're spreading knowledge and you're bringing in income to your garden or your homestead, because everything you see here, you're going to be selling this equipment. You're going to be able to offer a service. People always get swarms caught on their porch. Trust me. You know how many jobs I turned down? Like, I can't come out there. I can't come out there today. I already did 3. I'm hot. I'm about to pass out. I can't do 2 more swarms. Me and Lady Leah, we'll call each other all day. Hey, can you go over to such and such, man, at such and such address? They got a swarm. It's supposed to be an easy catch. And she'd be like, look, I just got off work. I can't do it. I'm like, look, I'm still at work. I got to work over. I can't make it. We turn swarm catches down constantly. And we got other friends in the community. We'll call them and say, hey, got a freebie for you. If you go over there, you can go get that swarm. We're the only ones that don't charge. So people don't like the other ones. Swarm took over my herb garden on our deck. Oh, that's awesome. Let me see. Okay, all right, that's it. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for coming. I'm glad I could help you guys if you needed the help. I'm sorry for any questions that I missed, because you guys had great questions. I want to stay on long because you know I can. But thank you guys. These questions and all the statements and all the knowledge that all the other experienced beekeepers in the house shared. Wonderful. Wonderful. Because your questions let me answer something that I'm not even thinking about. Okay? So everybody else can know. I came in here to show you. Oh, before you go. If you did purchase a new hive, look into getting a nailer. It will save you tons of time. I don't care where you get it from. Whether you get an electric nailer or an air nailer, get one. If you plan on keeping bees from here on out, you gonna see why you gonna need that. That ain't me selling you nothing. You gonna see how many people bought this stuff, looked at all them parts, and was like, no, I'm not. No, I'm not gonna do that. That's why. If you got that, it's just as easy as this. Check it out. It's that easy. Nail your stuff together. All right. All right, everybody. Have a wonderful night. Thank you for all the comments. Thank you for all the donations. Thank you for the wonderful talk. I had a ball. I wish I had more time. We're going to do it again real soon, okay? Because now it's time to get the other equipment and suit and boot. I'm gonna show you what kind of gear you need, and I might be doing it from one of the beekeeping stores, okay? So everybody have a wonderful night. Leah Farmer 73. I love y'all, and I'm out. Cynthia Thomas, you need some honey, lemon juice, and ginger juice? I don't know what that was. Everybody have a wonderful night, all right? Let me go take my butt to bed and finish drinking my cocoa that she got me. Thank you, superstar. Y'all have a wonderful night, okay? Good night, everybody. You know I love you.